Welcome back. I'm going to do what the hell is this? Now, I was going to do a different film, which I'll do in a week or two. I was going to do Dog Savage, but I saw the film Carter, which I almost said Doc Carter, on Netflix last week, and I have to do Carter. I mean, it's like, Asian film enthusiasts has already done Carter as well. I thought I'd get out before him in this one, but nah, he beat me to it. But yeah, Carter's one of those insane, wonderful films you have to do. It is nuts. I mean, it's a film that a lot of people are going to hate. It's so over the top and so crazy. And it does not do things that invite the average viewer in, like have like decent character work or have acting that's, acceptable in some cases. Doesn't do that. It's all about the style. Oh, that's all it's all about. It's insane. It's like got the kind of glorious over-the-top insanity of an early Sam Raimi or something like that. And it does have dodgy effects just like the early Sam Raimi, but it doesn't matter. Just the style was what's important. This is a 2.5-hour film on Netflix. I watched it on the projector, so I projected on the screen, which is the best way, because I saw Eric's review of it, and he said basically that some of the effects look bad. Projected didn't look bad, actually. You could tell some of the effects were dodgy, but it wasn't actually that bad. You didn't see matte lines or anything. You just saw weird movements. That's not realistic at all. But all that other stuff, there's certain sequences he pointed out been looking dodgy, but projected didn't look that bad. Like the scene getting out of the airplane, it didn't look realistic, but it didn't look really dodgy either when projected. So it depends how you see it. But I do believe him when he says, like, on the TV screen, with, like, I suppose TV level quality, you're probably going to see some of these matte lines. So I should say, if you were to project this film, for lots of reasons. First of all, this film is insane. This film is completely out of his mind insane. There's no defence that can actually throw up for how insane it is, because it is derivative as hell. I mean, you've got the guy who's lost his memory and has to find what happened. He's a spy. So many movies like that. He's chased by various people. So many movies. Various countries are chasing him. North Korea, South Korea. It takes place in South Korea. You've also got the Americans. You've seen a million films like that. Later on, it's got zombies. You've seen a million films like that. The guy doesn't trust anybody. You've seen that a million times. Explanation scenes are straight out of other films. It's like there's so many. Anytime there's dialogue, you might as well just go, who cares? I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just to get from scene to scene. It doesn't matter. And the film's in a chase to get to the next action scene. So there's one scene where they stop, and they hire American actor Mike Coulter, who was Luke Cage, to deliver it. And it's very, very flat. Because there's nothing you can do with some of this dialogue. There's really not. It's just basic stuff. And it's utter gibberish, the explanations most of the time. So it doesn't matter. What does matter is what the director's really here for. The director did Villainess before this. Villainess was an action film with actual plotting and characters like. Hell with that, this film. What it does have is the action and the style, which is this idea of one shot, even though it's not one shot, it's a film of one shot, like you're always with a person as they're going through the story. From location to location, from scene to scene, from car to car sometimes. It also is shot to look very smooth, like jumping, in ways a camera can't move. So it's actually telling you this is unrealistic, but its camera moves all the time. This is a cartoon. And you either get behind this, or you don't. Because the director's fully into this. And he's fully into this to take it to the excess almost instantly. Like the first sequence in the film is you introduce a bunch of characters into this room. And then you see a guy who wakes up. And he's your protagonist. And so these other people you've been introduced to in this location are all killed instantly. And then you go to this guy who jumps out of a window into out a window, goes into this bathhouse and has a massive action scene killing like 50 people in the bathhouse. All Yakuza. This is a Yakuza bathhouse where they're torturing somebody. Not Yakuza, Triad, whatever version you've got in Korea, or gangsters. They're torturing someone in a bathhouse, and the rest of them are just having a bath, or enjoying the bathhouse while these other guys are torturing this person. So it's obviously a cartoon. And of course, they say, "Who the hell are you?" And then a massive fight takes place, and everyone gets killed. So they start with what would be an ending of a normal movie, and then they have a chase where he's on a bike, and then basically going from place to place, try to find clothes because he starts off basically with no clothes or just underwear. He has to find clothes in the bathhouse, and then do the chase. And there's more chases. He's got a person in his ear talking to him and telling him stuff. You've another bunch of people in a van trying to tell him stuff. He has to rescue this girl who's the key to saving the world from this infection that's going on in North Korea. His daughter's in North Korea, and if she doesn't get this cure as well, she's going to turn into a zombie thing or whatever. And that's his motivation. And he has to, and if people coming left and right, he has to get this girl at this location. It's all this big chilled area as if it's a massive nursery, and then go from place to place, get to a plane with the girl, and more insanity ensues. There's a big scene where he's chasing her down to save her from these people who've kidnapped her, and he has to go on a bike and save her from a van and jump between van to van. Well, it's a really fun sequence. It's really completely over the top. You know, no matter what effects of it is, it's just going to go jumping from van to van, beating people up, continually going back and forward through these vans in a way that you couldn't do in reality. The whole film's like that. Nothing you do in reality. Then they go to a plane sequence which has some of the worst acting ever in a sequence, and just insanity. Where of course there's a zombie outbreak of infected people who are going to massive violence. And the girl gets kidnapped, and then there's a big chase scene with him jumping out of the plane without a parachute to nick the parachute from someone else, save the girl. Then they end up on get picked up by this pig farmer just after this, and suddenly there's a massive chase in North Korea with all these guys. There's a Mad Max rip-off where all these pigs getting thrown out. The pigs are getting shot and thrown out of this farmer's vehicle, and the guys chasing a bunch of pigs and things flip over. I mean, that would not do that. A pig that size would not make a big vehicle fly all over the place. But it doesn't matter. That's just the style of the film. So as you can probably tell, it just goes from one sequence to the other. It's like the director did this sequence, wants to do this sequence. What can we put in dialogue to connect all this stuff? And it goes on like that. You're going to the zombie killing sequences. You have a sequence in this zombie location where they're making the zombies, and there's flashbacks to explain why he's lost his memory, which doesn't really matter ultimately. There's a big sequence at the end in a train where it's completely over the top, jumping from helicopters onto the train and back to helicopters and hooked onto helicopters, and there's cars as well, around near the train. This train will take them into China to safety from North Korea, apparently. It's just insanity. It's just one action scene after another, and it's blah 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 blah. This is why this happens. Who cares? Can we have another action scene to avoid the dialogue? Yes. That's pretty much it. It's like, can we avoid the dialogue, please? Just avoid the dialogue. Avoid the acting. Just more action. None of this bollocks with character. We don't want that in this film, because whenever they do that, it's terrible. But as soon as we get to the action, it's like, yeah, this is completely over the top. This is very inspired by Looney Tunes, Sam Raimi. It's a total cartoon. It's the whole point is excess. It's like, let's do a scene here, let's do a scene there, let's do a scene here. Imagine a Bond movie where they have a double amount of action scenes and they cut out all the exposition, except for the most basic. And that's what this film is. It's just like every scene wants to be a Bond movie scene. That's all the ambition this film has, is just to be a cartoon. And it's not like a Daniel Craig Bond movie, it's like a Roger Moore Bond movie scene. Like, if you look at the Bond movies in the 70s of Roger Moore, sometimes the scenes had nothing to do with the plot, just had another 20-minute chase scene. Like, why did the chase scene? I was trying to find someone who wasn't important. Who cares? Look at that car going over this bit. That's what this film's like. It's like, who cares? Let's have scenes with, you know, throwing pigs at thugs, and you know, the pig scene. I was laughing my head off at the pig scene, and the final scene I was laughing my head off as well because some of it's so over the top, and the villain's so over the top, and the helicopters are flying and crazy things that you can't do in a helicopter. You know, it's like they just reinvent physics second to second for whatever they need in this live action cartoon. It's made when people watch way too much anime and thinks anime. It's made by someone who seems to think Akira is too slow, you know, and too cohesive. And that's what this film is. It's just like we're just going to keep it with a foot at 100 miles an hour all the time. In the first half, we have maybe one or two dialogue scenes in between the action. In the second half, we'll cut down to like half a page of dialogue between the action. Even the exposition of why he's lost his memory has action in it as well. It's like they just don't stop. There's no interest in action, and that's what's wonderful about it. It's just so insane. It's so lacking in restraint that I want a sequel straight away. Just give me a sequel. Just go even further over the top. Like, take the sequel and make it, like, treat this first film like it was the first act, and just go even crazier. That's what this film needs. It just needs to go even crazier. So, yeah, this is a high recommendation for Carter if you like stupid movies who are completely excessive. It's not for anyone who actually is looking for character stuff or acting. This is not the film for you. But it was wonderful. I had a blast watching this. It just, again, on a projector, it was just so much fun. So excessive. So unrelentingly stupid. But, you know, I mean, you will be insulted by the dialogue scenes. Just accept that as a given. And just sit back and watch the crazy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you go watch Carter, and that's me for now. Right, bye.